What is the villain challenge? The villain challenge, as I've marketed it as, is 75 hard for your art. What does it mean to be a mature artist from the soul's perspective? What else is the villain challenge? Again, my objective is to help you find, usher you in, witness your approach, your coming of age into creative maturity, your creative coming of age. And with the reason perhaps that you feel stuck is not because you haven't New York Times best sold, but maybe because you have not locked in to the to the tradition, to the vibe of going into yourself. Let me go into myself. What happened? I remember what happened. Now let me go back. Just let me see what happened. Damn, that was awful. But why did it happen? Let me make sense of it. I'm bull-whipped. I'm making sense of it. And then you see, man, in my case, grief. All this grief. Why did this happen to me? God, the years I spent in that. This is outrageous. Why did this happen to me? But then the artist gets an answer. Damn, I see why this happened. What else is the wisdom from this? That you, the artist, is given this ravenous curiosity to get to the bottom of your own pain, and that has been tough for you. You've just been ruminating, thinking, getting to the bottom of it. What he's trying to tell you is that is the engine of you becoming of service. And who is the person in story that is willing to go back into what was painful? To do it, to face it, to make something of it, to become strong with it on behalf of other people. Who is that person in a story? A hero. Is it clicking yet? Anyone buying the mythology stuff yet? No? Like I was saying, the adventure story, the romance novel is a story about a human's adventure through life, whereas mythology is a story of a soul's adventure through a human. Very different. Very different. The idea is that we all matriculate, that every soul matriculates. There's an appropriate station of ripening, soul ripening. Logan, what's that guy's name? Logan? Soul ripening? What's his name?
Francis Weller.
Francis Weller. Thank you. Shout out Francis Weller. If you don't know who Francis Weller is, lock in right now. That the elder is one of these stations of ripening in the soul's journey, that we are all oriented towards a being of service, that the most advanced version of the service Pokemon is an elder. The Charizard is like, you know what? I'm at 100% giving back. I don't have anything less to take from this world. I'm only giving. I'm here to help other people navigate. One of my other favorite poets, Joy Harjo, says to help people through the hole in the sky. How heroic is that? The disposition of a human being, of an artist, to be like, you know what? Let me help these kids. Not with their LinkedIn information. How do they feel where they are and know where they are and know that they're okay? When I say elder, I want someone I want you to understand that there are people out here, despite all of the loneliness that you feel, the abandonment, the disappointment, the betrayal of the adults in your life. There are people out there that are here that are committed to helping you. First example is James Baldwin, who said, look, the title of this essay is called The Artist's Struggle for Integrity. And he said, let me tell you what you're here to do, because no one has told you. That's an elder. Communing with the elders will water your creativity. You must sit back and take in the beautiful art of other artists. What is her name? Toni Morrison? Toni Morrison said something like, every artist must sit down, take in a beautiful piece of work, admire it, love it, and realize that it was created by another human being, just like you. No more human and no less. Y'all be thinking that the other artists are more human than you. You say it like that, that's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, no, Jackson Pollock is more human than me. All artists, I think, recognize, and this is, if you listen to this whole speech, he spends quite a bit of time talking about this. It's a 30-minute speech. The first 10 minutes are about exactly this, where the artist from very young age up until the coming of age season, where this is where the coming of age is where our work starts. But it's, you have been ostracized, made to feel different. You have been different because something happened and you've been trying to make sense of it. You felt different. And then he has this beautiful line, you think you're the only person who is ugly. Anyone who's cried, the only person who's ever lost something. And he makes a joke, he says the only person who's ever masturbated. And then you read Dostoevsky. Then you read Shakespeare and you realize, damn, I'm not alone. But the rumination, his point is that it's the beginning. Our world, my point, the point of the matrix, perhaps, what you might be feeling, what you're noticing collapsing all around us, is that staying and thinking about just yourself. You don't know the end of it yet, but what you do know, you have enough to know, to feel intuitively, wisely, that that's only the beginning, that ruminating for too long is not enough. What he's telling you is that the missing piece is service, that you're a human being designed intelligently to help other people through. I always make this point. Someone made it to me, and I was like, you're right. Who has helped you in this world with anything except for another person? Who's helped you, if not another person? Service is what keeps us alive. It's how we survive. We talk about, oh, community, we're oriented towards community. Yes, but even more wonderful, beautiful, joyful is that it's not even just something that you have to do to check off your community service thing with your church. It keeps you alive, like the water keeps the fish alive, is James Baldwin's point, that the artist comes alive when after a certain season, after a coming of age. I mentioned all these spiritual traditions. They talk about this second half of your life and the first half of your life and the second half of your life. There's a rite of passage that bifurcates the matriculation into that second season. All the traditions talk about this. You might have heard of being born again, awakening, enlightenment, wu wei, finding your way onto the path. They all say it, that the critical point, all of the gurus, all of the bodhisattvas, all of the prophets, they all say serve. Not because you have to, or you're gonna go to cosmic prison if you don't serve, because it's gonna help your lightness of being. Committing to your art in the way that it's meant to be committed to will save your fucking life. It will. It saved mine. I thought I had to get famous. No, I had to help. Yeah? This is a fan favorite. So, we're going to watch a scene, the famous scene from The Devil Wears Prada. The villain in this myth. Damn, that's a myth, Vanessa? Yeah. It's a mythical world. The villain is Miranda Priestley. The hero is Andy. So the question, I want you to get into the chat. Type what you observe. The question is, what do you observe about the villain? Meryl Streep. First of all, shout out Meryl Streep. Amen? And Stanley Tucci. Any Stanley Tucci girls here? Meryl Streep. Ooh! Why is nobody ready? I would never deliver that line like that. Ooh! Where are the belts? It's amazing. But okay, enough Meryl Streep. What else do we see? She's dressed the part. No hair out of place. What does that represent? We'll take note about this about the villain. We'll hammer this home. But the villain is embodied in the work. She is embodied. The work is in her presentation. She's not, I am the vice, I am the head mistress of all fashion in mythological vogue for the whole galaxy. And I look the part. I'm not talking about material things. I'm saying embodiment, yeah? All villains embody. Other people have said the whole world is the level of standard, the level of commitment. She's rattling off speeches. Why is nobody ready? Stay on your toes, etc. That's the villain. Well, let me tell you what I notice. This beautiful speech. What do we notice about Andy? And then I'll tell you what I notice. Anne Hathaway's character. What do we notice? If Miranda is walked in, 8 a.m., it's an all teams emergency meeting. We must select the belts. It's belt time. Oh my God. It's important. What belt will we choose? DEFCON 5. She's late, taking notes, looking average, unprepared. Is that what we noticed? That's good. Let me tell you. What, anyone want to say anything else? Upperclassmen can't say it. She's laughing, scoffing at the process. She walks in like, how about this? She walks in, let me ask you this. Let me tell you what I noticed. How does this whole speech start? How does it start? What sends Miranda off into her speech? The giggle. Everyone's like, oh my God, we have so much work to do. The belts, immediately. The Darth Vader of fashion is like, the belts. And she's like, no, somebody calls that hubris. What do I call it? What is I'll say this first. The giggle in Anne Hathaway's character is what we're pursuing in all of you. Why? Because the hero picks a fight. She asked for it. Nobody wanted to hear from her. Take notes, bitch. Damn. Just get out the way with your blue sweater and your clogs. What are you doing in that blue? And the bangs, explain that. Size 6. Unacceptable. But take notes. Yes, you're allowed to the meeting, I guess. We'll welcome you in. And then she has the audacity to. And so what y'all are thinking, and you're right, and some point think, oh, that's the audacity. But I'm saying, hell yeah, it's the fucking audacity. She picked a fight. She said something deep down in her said, I am ready to face something. And that part of her that was ready to get grown the fuck up said, I'm here. Now, what it was shrouded in was hubris, a giggle. Now, she picked the fight. She said, I'm fucking ready. Teach me. So not her little brain, but the soulful part of her said, it's go time. Now, grow up today. And so she said, and what did the villain do? Did the villain slap her in the face? No, she wasn't mean at all. Remember to what I said, how many of you think that the villain is mean? But no, she sat down, she asked a question. Is something funny? She sought to understand. And then she said, oh, I see. She thought about it. She was the most compassionate person in the room. Everyone else was like, I'm gonna let her get dragged. All the jealous girlies on the side were like, oh, I've been waiting for this. The villain is the one with enough conviction, with enough commitment to the craft to explain, hey, I know you want to do this too. Let me explain to you something. And do we remember the critical line? What was her critical blind spot? Oh, I see. You don't think this is about you. You don't think this whole enterprise involves you. Mythology, that the artist is involved in something that they can't see. They cannot see how big it is. The villain is the person with the compassion, the conviction, the time, the interest, the love of the craft. Not to slap the shit out of the hero, sometimes that does happen in some stories, but ultimately every villain in true mythology, in traditional mythology, the objective of the villain is to show the hero how they are in their own way. You do not think that this involves you. You are in the way. And then what did your hero do? Is something funny? No, I just don't understand. It was a damn lie. That's a lie. She thought the shit was stupid and funny. And she tried to lie about what she thinks is wrong. The villain saw the lie. No, I'm sorry. That's not what it is. So what's the lesson for you? All this pretending that y'all doing? I just don't understand the craft. I don't believe in myself. That ain't it. You know that you're involved in something, that there's something important inside of you that the world needs, that you're the one to do it. Maybe you don't have all the skills yet, but it's on you, and there's something out there that involves you. And you've been pretending. Now I'm scared, Logan says. That's a good point. Stop for some logistics. The way I'm on your side. I don't judge you at all. To Logan's point, why are you scared? What does this teach us about the villain? Write this down. Or you don't have to, because I'm going to say it 1,000 times. The villain is the antagonist to the hero's most critical fear. Not just any fear. It's not a fear that you can name, that you're willing to name, that you're capable of naming. Andy's reflex was like, I just don't understand. Poor shit. You don't think it involves you. I mean, and what happened the next day? She got into that Chanel. She went on the lemon cleanse, got into from a size 6 to a size 4, moisturized her hair and skin, and was wearing the red bottoms. Next day, got it. You're right. Damn, this doesn't involve me. Well, let me show you that I'm involved now. The villain means that fear in you is about to get its shit rocked. Good news is that you asked for it. Good news is that it's inevitable. Good news is that there's the best art of your fucking life is on the other side. And when I say I promise you that, and it's not even on me. This is the whole damn tradition. This is everything. That the villain is a symbol of the hero at a threshold of going from student to master. The villain is like, oh, somebody's ready. We saw things like discipline, devotion, a real, honest, sophisticated, adult, mature, impersonal, neutral appraisal of the flaws in the world. That whole speech she was talking about, what did she talk about? People think that Miranda's a bitch. No, she's like, no, this art form represents countless jobs and lives. That the model, that what we see, what gives the villain their aura, the discipline, the conviction, is on the other side of the hero's encounter with their own fear. Said yet another way, that facing a fear down there, getting your shit cooked, getting exposed, guess what? You've been selfish. You face that, discipline, conviction, devotion. Procrastination, said yet another way, in the writings and all the various things that I survey about creativity, procrastination is procrastination is unactualized agency. The agency comes finally when you face yourself in a critical way. My final thing about the most important thing that I like to say about the villain, this is Darth Vader, the greatest character in all of literature, if you ask me. And I'm right. That's how I express opinions. Marion Woodman is a famous depth psychologist and mythology scholar. She's genius. I love her work. She's passed. She got started late in life. One of her big book is Dancing in the Flame. A lot of people talk about the women who run with wolves. Her book, Dancing in the Flame, eclipses that. It puts it in diapers. Both books are great. This is on another level. And she said she started her career late in life, in her 50s. And she suffered with tremendous difficulty, eating disorder, among other things. Almost cost her life. She got started late. And then late in life, kind of doing her victory lap as an elder, the career is kind of over. She got her awards and everything like that. Marion, tell us in an interview, tell us how you got through it. You have this illustrious career, but you also had this other stuff going on. How'd you get through it? Give the girls some tips. And she said, I'm going to be honest with you. Every, and this is a Jungian therapist. This is someone in the trenches of psychology. Every journal prompt, she said, every therapy session, every lesson, every year that I was stuck was not because of trauma. It was because I was ambivalent to the nature and the purpose and the calling of my gifts. Is that I was ambivalent. The villain antagonizes ambivalence. You don't care enough. Darth Vader says, I find your lack of faith disturbing. And when we first meet Darth Vader, we're like, oh my God, what a bad guy. That's awful. How is that? That Yoda would never say anything that deep. Obi-Wan could never. I find your lack of faith disturbing is essentially what Meryl Streep said. No? Oh, I see. You don't think this involves you. The things you can't see, the people you don't know, the careers you don't know, the lives you don't know, the stores, the discount bins that you've never been to. You don't think any of that's connected to you. I find your faith disturbing. your lack of faith disturbing. And what I want you to have is tools for how to approach your creativity well after this challenge ends. In 5 years, 10 years, I want you to have, you need a bunch of tools in your toolkit, but I want you to have a couple more about how to study your craft, how to listen to yourself, how to approach fear, how to choose paths on the yellow brick road, etc. I want you to have more tools that, again, that are pulled from unlikely sources, spirituality, mythology, philosophy, things that I hope are not overlapping in your any formal education that you've had, giving you tools from unlikely sources. I want you to tap into, and again, if you know Star Wars, a force that is here to help your art. This idea that we'll explore a lot in a number of different ways throughout the month, that creativity is a spiritual undertaking, that it's a soulful undertaking. It is not simply something that has to do with marketing and the white space and the matrix. There is a whole that this idea that art is sentient, that art is an energy. And I want you to hear and know the support that it wants you to know. And the rules that I've designed, rules to help you find creative maturity. So all of these rules are pillars that will help you either build creative maturity or discover where there's more room to grow, more room for evolution. This rigorous marriage of what I've discovered. Villain workout, 45 minutes every single day. No exceptions. Why? It's not just, I mean, I've lost 10 pounds since I started up the challenge again in September. But we're not here to lose weight. We're here for your creative maturity. There's a relationship, and this is one of my favorite books that talks about this. The Hindu tradition talks about this beautifully. But one of my favorite books, Creative Fire, that if when we are trying to evolve, when we are trying to ask bigger ideas, weightier ideas, ideas that involve more people other than ourselves, when that evolution wants to happen, when we want the lightning rod to strike us, the body also needs to evolve. Um, you're also going to be doing a lot of shadow work, movement, tapping into the body, maintaining somatic safety is a huge tending to your somatic stasis is a huge part of keeping you safe as Miranda Priestley yells at you. So the rules are here to keep you safe, but they're also here to facilitate this evolution in this soulful way that I'm talking about. 45 minutes every single day, no exceptions. If you need to modify according to your own body, that's fine, but the objective is definitely to force yourself. And let's say you do good for 3 days and then you stop. It's not to signal failure. What you're here to do is to notice, damn, okay, why did I stop? What happened? What did I learn? How do I feel because I stopped? What kind of help do I need? Damn, I need support. I need accountability. We're only here to observe. Yeah? Villain plotting, that means 45 minutes every single day working on your creativity every single day. No exceptions. You don't take a day off. Does Miranda take a day off? Now, you don't have to kill yourself. You can listen to a podcast that has something to do with your creativity, not self-help. I remember that. I remember when all these self-help books just took over all the creative space in my life. No, go into your craft. You can work, you can Google, you can research, you can write a business proposal, anything, but 45 minutes a day. Talk to a friend, brainstorm. What else? Villain journaling. You're going to be journaling every single day. We talked about that. We'll talk about it a lot next week or later today. Villain purification. Now, this one's tough. Vice. Pick a vice and abstain. Something that's in the way. Now, this is a conversation you have to have with yourself. What's in the way? What's in the way? Not of those 10 pounds. If that's related to you, who am I to say? But what we're looking for, you survey. We're looking for a gut instinct. We're looking for a ding, 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 ding. What's in the way? Damn, there's something that you need to stop doing. Scrolling, cigarettes, something. Why? For no reason? No. The Hindu tradition talks a lot about vices as well. So does Catholic, the deep Catholic bag. Catholic bag says this is interesting, that vices are um, psychological and emotional resonance with the diabolical, and that the diabolical wants us to stop doing our work. that the vice shows us resonance within ourselves with evil. Well, that's what the Vatican says. I'm Catholic. The Hindu philosophy says that vices are gifts occluded, that vices are confusions of our awareness, of our talent existing within the mind-body complex, that there is some aspect of your creativity that you are attributing. If you're a smoker, there's some aspect of your lungs, of breathing, that's important for the upper limits of your gift. And so every time that becomes time to use your gift, you grab a cigarette instead. Vices are gifts occluded. Again, it's not just to get you to stop doing something. We're not just abstaining. You're abstaining to learn something about your craft. Now, that said, it's 30 days. I'm not a doctor. Maybe pick something easy. Yeah. Villain lair, clean your creative space every single day. The idea is that, I mean, imagine a villain who is a messy. No, everything that their creativity needs, it's all there. They can find it. They're not like, well, now where the fuck is but where are my evil binoculars at? No, it's like the binoculars are here so I can use them. You be like, I want to write, but your desk is a mess. Be serious. You don't know where your paintbrushes are? You need all your Shakespeare monologues in one place? Get them out. But also, again, we're going to be doing shadow work. By the time your villain starts giving you the good business, you're going to need a clean space for that shadow integration. Yeah? It's going to keep you safe. The rules are here to keep you safe. What else? The last rule, oh, meditation, 10 minutes every single day. No exceptions. Villains meditate. That's pretty straightforward. Some of you are saying, damn, I don't want to meditate. Get in the group. Be like, hey, I want to meditate Tuesday, Thursday at 8 in the morning for 10 minutes. Who's with me? Put on a YouTube and just get it done. Embodying your inner villain. Objective is to learn about yourself. The difference between what you start with. So the idea is that you're supposed to find some task and be that person, because it's not just that, like as we saw with Miranda, it's not just the speech. Her hair was perfect. She's wearing the best clothes. She walks a certain way. It's in her. It's embodied. This high vision of what you have as an artist needs to be embodied, mind, body, soul, 24/7, no breaks. The issue is that the immature, the first half of life, the infatuated artist gets to take a break. Oh, I'm just going to choir practice and then I get to go home, or I'm just a kid. Nope, 24/7. When you're asleep, you're at your corporate day job and you don't want to be you're an artist, but you don't want to be, nope, I'm an artist at work. I'm an artist when I sleep. So we're going to practice integrating the thing that your villain needs to teach you.